Okay. You are the U.S. government because the zebra mussels are affecting all over the U.S. Alright, so you may be asking, what are zebra mussels? They were little slug-like creatures that are in shells, and those shells have holes on each side that they stick out little suction cups. So if they're flowing through the water, they stick them out, and they stick to rocks or boats or docks or other animals even. So, next side. Hit it. It's not working, Mr. Oliver.
What?
The little clicker thingy.
Okay, zebra mussels are invasive because they harm biodiversity and ecosystem services. They destroy ecosystems, and they reproduce a lot. They lay 30,000 eggs in 1 year. That's just one zebra mussel, and that goes into our first problem. You can go to the next slide. Because zebra mussels, they outcompete other native creatures, and since they overpopulate so much, then that makes it to where they take away from other species. Go to the next slide. Problem 2, zebra mussels are blocking the water flow between the Great Lakes. They get into pipes, and it's hard to clean out the pipes because there's nothing that can go in them to get them out. Yeah, the next slide. Problem number 3, zebra mussels stick to anything, and especially boats. So whenever you go, whenever you take your boat out, it's important to clean it because the zebra mussels can stick to your boat, and then they can get back into the water. So
like if you go from one lake to the next and you don't clean your boat, then the zebra mussels are to that next lake, and it just keeps spreading. That's how they get to all over the country. Right. So some of the expert solutions are they're trying to make a bacteria that they will dump into the lakes or rivers that zebra mussels are affecting, and it'll just go around and it'll only kill the zebra mussels. But some weaknesses with that is if it gets into the gills of other animals, it could poison them or even kill them. And another solution is that they pack potassium chloride into particles, like little fat particles, and they get in the gills of the zebra mussels and poison them. But it could also get into other animals and poison them if they get to their gills. And one is really bad, to me, because they want to add a chemical to rocks. But if you have 20 lakes all around the U.S. and they each have tens of thousands of rocks, you can't just go in and pick up every little rock and put this chemical on them, so the zebra mussels can't stick. So our solution is it's going to look like that. It's going to be like a little vacuum robot. And it was in your video, that little robot that was going around. And it's going to have wheels on the bottom. And you drop it in the water, and it'll go around and have these little claws, and it'll pick up the zebra mussel. And it'll have a little thing, I don't know, a compartment, is that what you call it, in the back. And it'll drop it in there, seal up the compartment, and just go around each lake and river picking up more and more zebra mussels. And it'll have a rope. And what you do is you pull it up, right? You get it out the water, you open the container, you pour the zebra mussels out, you kill the zebra mussels, throw it back in the water, and it'll go back and get more. Some facts is that they only eat plankton, and they don't have mouths. So earlier I said that they had in their shells they have holes. So what it'll do is they'll open their mouth compartment, and water will flow through them, and they just filter out the water for the plankton, and they can filter out 1 liter a day. That's a lot of water for just one thing. And they only go to be 1 to 2 inches big, which is about the size of your thumb. And there's 30,000 of those come from one zebra mussel. That's a lot. And they live to only be 4 to 5 years old. And if they reproduce 30,000 eggs in 1 year, that's, I don't even know how much that is. That's 120,000 zebra mussels in 4 years, just from one. And if there's already hundreds of thousands of them in a lake, there's nothing that can stop them. So, any questions?
Like when you're going, like how big is the thing going to be?
1 to 2 inches big.
I don't know, the robot thing.
Oh, it's only going to be about, I don't know, about the size of that. This cup right there. It's not. It can't be
Well, then
big because if you drop it in and it's too big, it's not going to be able to move around the water.
Can you go underwater?
Yes, it's going to have
like-
to go underwater.
Oh my god. Sorry. Alright, how did they get to America?
Okay, so what happened was fishermen, and like people from Southeast Asia, if they go into the water, the zoo mussels will stick to the boats, and as more and more of them kept coming to America and putting their boats into the water, the zoo mussels will drop down, and then they just reproduce in that water. So,
Last question.
Carly.
How much would this robot thing cost, and would people have to get a job for people?
No,
Like to put them in the water and stuff?
I mean, all they're going to have to do is transport them to the lakes and rivers and just drop them in the water and then just wait for them like an hour or so and then pull them up.
How much would the robots cost to make?
Well, you have to, it depends. Like, if you want a big container, like depending on the size of lakes and rivers, if there's a lot of them, you're going to have a bigger container. If it's a little one, it's going to go around and only pick so many up and it's going to take forever to get every single one out. So each container is probably going to cost around, or not a container, the robot is only going to cost around $500. Because it has to be able to go underwater, has to be able to be efficient, and only pick up zero mussels. Because if it picks up other like mussels or native creatures and sticks that are in there, they're just gonna die. So it has to be efficient with its work.
Thank you so much. That was the last question. So let's get ready for Dana and
What's the little clicker thing?
Dana and herself. Dylan will have to do it on his own.
So,
Who are we supposed to be? Who are we supposed to be when you present it to?
it's on the next slide.
Okay, cool. Did they stop the last one before you started yours?
I don't know.
Stop.